today is Sunday 15th, 2015, and this is 1721 here in Buenos Aires. And the person I am, everywhere will ever be, Alejandro Mario Blanco, with a real name. We're going to do this crowd, even if there looks and appears kind of a very mind appreciation of the reality that I will make up myself, and the most of the crown of the hell, genociding demons, Legion, Sodom and Gomorrah, expertises of its queen, with nothing being just that amazing, disgusting, denigratedly draggy, rotten, psychopath demon of a prostitute, Christina Vichana. Of its expertises, genocider, disgusting, deplorable, rotten, ruining hell. Herself and the breed, man's in class, Kirchner, Sergeant in it. Una sorry. Sorry, there we are. Where she still needs to come to murdering, genociding. With a term there to work for something good and everything they do to me and to us before the supposed patriot. Let's tell him sometimes. There's the real. As a clear came on happening, author, which I'm still kind of pretend to be accused. So the being the terrorist, the anti-patriot, the pro-Yankee, the pro-Jew. And you know what? I love to be pro-Jew because I'm a Jew myself. And I love to be ever and more. And I like to be pro-Yankee. And the reality of when I ever say Yankee, I am not telling what we suffer. Sorry. About what? It is the wrong. It is the not right. Because of America, there is a real preciousness. And you know, I love to be who I am. With not estimately like the hell twisty degenerados of degenerada Argentina with the pardon of the port of victims and innocent, which is not exactly this. On this land, called that way, that we're trying to give the best. And you know what? The appreciation of that excrement, pretended of patriotic and real patriot, that needs to masking and twisting and deflectively, intentionally, consciously, deliver everything into a diminishing what they do and produce it, like criminals hell shit, and trying to increasing the lies over masking everything, saying that this I told you here will be a use structure, elemental vector to trend to using Yankees, Jews, and every word around, like supposed I will be the, shall I make the star rising, starring around? I don't know what kind of sorry, praying glass. The reality of this, to put it clear, I don't need to use no one, I need to rescue from this. That's my best to do. The problem is a lot of people dies not have to for the reason of death. Well, I still am who I am, and I will ever be who I am. And I have my ADON belonging to him and loving that ever after. And since ever I existed. So the real God, the real I, which is God in Hebrew, the real ELOHEINU, the real Creator, owns me since ever and forever. And I love that. That I too is trying to not making the effort floor from the water to my molan, to the making the lechidim of lechibor, as I had said, in my fruit and my business. Which is used to of this lousy crowd called Manson, Kirsten, Class, and Associated, Sodom and Gomorrah. Since ever. So, while the reality is my responsibility of who I exist ever is not cross arms and being a statue watching all around to briefing like a raw video. I'm sorry, Hollywood. May I? Little mirror, roll video to me. Who is the one that I should get for my... And the magic mirror will, you understand what I say. Suddenly, Belfast is not like a Maseret arts and production, but looks like farther kids and politics. Okay, so espejito, I don't look for. But it seems like you never have understood it. Oh, he looks like a mirror from ADONAI doesn't need mirrors, ADONAI needs real, and he comes and says to you, am I a mirror for you? Do you think I can put myself like a mirror for you to just appreciate whatever you can check on your own? When I ever put the mirrors away and I bring your reality of who you are, and who you come to be for me, and I say who you are, not that I pretend to take a mirror and say how cycle for your appreciation of my supposed science, for the supposed mercy of your pockets, profaning the legacy I had on my RCH that I never gave you for that scum you all became. And you pretend to producing. Using the Ingrasi like my name for the same you are gonna do for me. So, roll the video. Let's check and choose around. And he didn't sing. This is not his voice, and he robbed the video and forged. So we come for its values because of they published. He were not there. Neither now. And you get not for, we cut up them up. Sodom and Gomorrah, degenerada mierda. While you make the time, oh, he were not kidnapped yet. He were not arrested. He were not internated. Why didn't you? So you make the time out while you go raping away people from them lives for rape and murder. You say can kill. Perras degeneradas. And while you make the, oh, because of the sister, we're going to come to her and she's going to have to let him go what they still have because of she had the money that it once stolen to brain. And how possibly you know it? Don't you see he guesses us? That's a crime! Perras enfermas degeneradas, psicópatas, brujas de mierda. Sodom y Gomorra. Brujas de mierda que vivís para falsificar, inventar, armar, violar, matar, robar y hacer toda degenerada mierda, la cual te nombra Sodoma y Gomorra. Expertos de la perra sucia, Cristina Kirchner. Y su perrada pedófila, oficialismo, pero mismo, con el perdón de algunas víctimas estúpidas. Right. The reality of the soul, not only this, but supposedly my sister will have that. Oh, but those are its friends, and they has the 78,000, and those are in America. Let's go now. You understand? Give them to me, then kill. Take the money and give me back. Already 6,104,208. Since 2008, that made enough this. To the saying everything of mine, Lord gave him, even my body, to Guillermo Plain. Y las maritas y prostitutas degeneradas, pretender of expertises, Policía Federal Argentina, Metropolitana, Sodoma y Gomorra. Y la perra Plain, digo CFK, covering and saying, they are my friends! And I come at you because if I gave you all its life and everything it got, you do whatever you want. Saying that she commands, and I'm mistaken here, because of she commands. It's not going to happen what I say. And I am a delighted cycle, and not only this, but I also will cyanate him. Oh, you were blow chopping all of our men all over permanently, all around. And cyanated us while we were paid by a phallus. Jumping shekla. The supper magic trouser. Right? Pinky whorehouse. Come again with that. Remember Henry Mancini. Protect yourself, family. Love you, blessed. And precious the production of the Pink Panther show. So suddenly, the Pinky, and poof, like a thingy. So suddenly there will be the, let's say, how can they, at this moment, I said a word, but at this moment, milky, and jumping trouser, and all magic, I got the power! Right, Cristina Kirchner, oficialismo con tu Sodoma. Balcarce 50, Buenos Aires. Es lo que sos. El prostíbulo de la degeneración Sodoma, mágica, basura enferma. JHA-I, las ofensas a la patria, te voy a arrancar la cabeza y te voy a consumir a muerte a vos y tu maldita patria, y vas a entender que lo que llamaron Argentina desde el principio, de los que te la pasaste violando, matando y genocidiando, porque atentaban en contra de esa degenerada mierda que llamás patria, se va a consumir en muerte con toda esa degenerada carne que sos. Zorra, degenerada psicópata, genocida, ladrona y todo rango criminal. Oficialismo y tu mierda, queridos expertos. Sorry this. At the real of this, suddenly, I will leave off robbing and everything was discovered, we have new evidence. He's gonna come in jail, but well, after this all we've done, we gotta check it out who is first to get killed, because of it still got a lot. First eats after him. First kill everybody that knows the truth. That we do. All conscience. All intentional. Fortune lying. Organizing new evidences he's stolen to us. And the money of the New York reimbursement budget Latina justice for the less humanity of a lifetime. $8,209 trillion more to my person for the destruction and genocide upon my life and the whole generations which still does in terms.
And they saying, new evidences, he have been doing all we say, and everybody conspiring. The US government, the Israel government, European states, and also International Criminal Court against our patriot and our government. And the money is stealing. He was doing all we said. We bought the European and the whole ten lacra, like the forensics, pardon five, all around. Expertas maricas y prostis, Sodoma y Gomorra. We know it all! Day and night making witchcraft upon me and everybody, profanative selective witchcraft, adivinatory witchcraft, with altars and trollo brains over the world. To work! To work! To work in the name of Jesus! United Evangelics. Dios. Diablazo degenerados. Alright, sorry for this. Forgive me, please. Oh. You think I do? I have a very excitement. And also I'm going to become bipolar. And also I'm going to start to watching rare things, and I'm going to start to... I think I do. Start refine. Momentarily a little bit sweated. I have a little bit... I just used some cosmetic today. I'm not used to it. My natural is hydrated all the time, so I got the used to it sometimes because I have a very refined soft sweat on my skin, and sometimes bothers a little bit. If they, for the making this as a pattern of consuming drugs, and we see this. All right. Further this reality, and to stay true. Bethli Shech Lachad man Secheli Viet Sechelach Mon was man Seteset. And she left a chimia for the Sosh Boat. Geachlach Natsini Man Shlut. Then, in the reality will be exactly and Hachlach Natal the Yachasel the Huab Lavesteki. Get Halachat Selishmos Wachalabat Masa. Give Levat Masa Halmi. You know. Gerch Hilchimi says Shora Techaham. Not Rechlachimiach Legasol Swasel at Sashet. Then the reality will be Techam Plechanim. Ishkachalam. And persists with 8,109,840 invented cases against my person in this share of land, Argentina, named UNASUR, some countries of Europe, inciting to destroying the governments if they don't attach what they say gotta do UNASUR, suing to U.S. government, Israel government, Italy, Spain, Swiss, UK, Ireland, not air, Ireland, sorry, Russia, forgive me, this is not for them. I am in a very weird moment. And I have tucked away my expensive genetics, which it is not for, probably. And South Africa, Japan, Malaysia, Australia, New Zealand, Norway, and Sweden. Also to Ukraine, telling that they got to accept that I will be a terrorist, killing cops, militaries, and specials of the states of the government of the world, of Cristina Hortiusner, Aníbal Pedófilo Fernández, Zaffaroni Pedófilo, considered of Church, International Criminal Court, he thinks he is.
and the reality of my supposed staging making bodies on my own. And making the moment of the sensationalist opportunistically, oh, this man well murdered, and I will a friend. She murdered, and I'm not going to say it further, but until today, since she started, I said a number already. The whore Christina Kirchner with the pedophilic degenerate Nestor Kirchner. And the pedophilic degenerate Maximo Kirchner. Murderers degenerate sick shit with the matonas degeneradas, matando gente por todos lados relacionado conmigo because of I say what they are. Also forced on the terms and the definitions, which actually they are. That's the worst. Then suddenly, that whore of hell, Christina Kirchner, sent to murder Saint for the Patriot. Should I? 3,804,204 fake public persons related on the International Criminal Court and International Court of Justice in Brazil, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico, Peru, Chile, and Argentina. And all were related to my person and all knew me. Like Nisman, my friends. They were judges, prosecutors, secretaries of justice, governors, and officers of law. And she said for the Patriot, while they were defending people that were disgustingly like this, oh, they made and this and that, and we brought new evidences. We're gonna put them and kill them all for the government of the world, the real Patriot. You know, trogloditas de cuarta, Sodoma y Gomorra, y la perra de Kirchner. On the liars! The one that dispensed out the glaring! The liar! Because of he thinks it's gonna be. And we're gonna have its party for way to begin. The whole he is and the whole he does. It, to say the words, trolos, trolas, Policía Federal Argentina making the business on me. And a very billionaire in this business upon my person for all as my capacity, while threats to murdering and destroying people around. If I come to singing over, can I? You got me. And I am not feeling really fine at this moment. I am with a very weird state, feeling extenuately terrible, diminished. And with a very weird, rare state, some inflammatory process for R with some, I can't, it's genetic, I have it, the particle of God, and I pulled everything I said gonna be there. And who knows, horse, Sodoma Gomorra, Policía Federal Argentina, saying that they do everything they do to me for the Patriot, even this, rape and murder poor people, then making up any shit and robbing them what they got, and expecting the moment to jump up like hyenas, perros de generar diablas, the same we do today. My supposed terrorism, which I will be implicated in the case of Amy Steele, after everything I just shown and delivered. The reason why, since 2006 I am here, the WAC. Welgemat, ableme gelibiki, ableme skobledechnika, ma blak tachalach, zumudo blak taglika, remalasku. Research by Interpol, supposedly, I will be the first implicated. Accused by Trola, Christina Kirchner, Trollo, Nestor Kirchner, Máximo Kirchner, Aníbal Fernández, and the Trollos, Policía Federal Argentina Permanente. No! It was a mistake, I'm sorry. It was a mistake. We thought it was him. It's me. It is not a mistake, like I said. Every time this makes something, they are conscious all the time. Like the case of Nisman, the Toti one, that came into another apartment and taken the computer
of the company that they pretended and Zorra Trolla, Cristina Kirchner wanted to possess, saying that they, Jewish companies, stolen to them what worked for the Patriot, which never happened, like the rest and like me. Making the Issacar's National Register, and we got decide, trolos degenerados come perro, con el perdón de algunos, perras enfermas, degenerados psicópatas criminales como ella, y como toda la demás mierda, which is exactly this. And now the reality of the clear, for the arranging how intelligently been killed, Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And in the middle of the soul, oh, I'm sorry, it were a mistake. It were not the one that never came back, got taken. Oh, there is, we work this way. He ran with the cell phone he stolen to us because of it, whatever that says. That never happened. So they never gives back what they steal and also sells after, or simply keeps themselves. Perros degenerados federales y Fuerzas Armadas. No respect for nobody. Oh, we don't have to ban on it. It's for the Patriot. We are government. We have rights to say whatever we want. So if this is what we say, we are going to see it. And if it's not, here to hang on. We say and we do whatever we want. And we can kill him. We can do whatever because of the government. Maricas degenerados. Atrofiada mierda. Kirchner y sus perras Sodom y Gomorra. Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas. With perrada federal, gendarmería y CIDE a la cabeza. Well, DELOHEINU AFLEFECHALACH HATESKAL CHAMATLEFI TAFKAT SULUGU CHONUKO. Sorry the words, forgive me please. I have more than vehemence, and really much more. The clear fact of this is exactly the halach miti ashkelacham. So the millionaire and billionaire business about my person for the whole I am capable and virtuous. Like designing crafters, making advertisement like, if you think this days will ever deliver you into a better ever after, glorious time of your heart. And your heart will answer and deliver the goal of your eyes in the days of your preciousness. And some precious music in audacity, edited, processed, with some right behind, and some C's. I enjoy, I do, and I give to the ones I love, the best ADONAI made my need for. And I don't need retribution except they to be happy and they to be cared. And I love them. Never. So suddenly, the reality of crafted cars, buildings, and jumping out of whatever I do, writing, poetry, the my definition of my life, of my age, my reality, being seated at the top, das Mont Juan, at the old chairs of the BLYTT but my poetry, with the sandal of wood smell, and heaviness the smell of the sea, with the rikalech of your chairs, gepoch lechim myself, Belgisch to being seated at the door of your lives that never went away from me. Defines my day, my life. I spent my days in my life seated at the doors of his love and the love of my precious, of his, expecting the moment that I can hear myself completely because of all the embrace and put it back where I belong with. His kingdom, the precious God creator, with the precious love that has me forever, and the whole love evermore with us. the soul, the virtue, my reality, isolated, cited, all the time obstructed, International Criminal Court, International Court of Justice, even royalties of the world, government of Israel, government of the US, sending me appointments for justice, for international courts, black visas for aid to have badges, funds, for whatever my moving might need. Even justice bodies from the US, export for second edition, at the doors of AMIA, threatening AMIA to murder, saying that it were a stolen car. But the same government of United States of America, Israel, and International Criminal Court to Buenos Aires for IHAB, and accusing AMIA to having stolen cars and sending me cameras, laptops, Androids from the government of Israel for either using, for either have, for either produce, either do. And stealing to me saying robbed product sent by the same government of Israel. And documents of my person also in the United Nations, saying that they are nothing. And the whole Christian dictionary, that I were invited by the same ADON Israel to come to reasoning for the reality that I am royalty and a separate crew of Israel, the house of MELECH David, that my family does not such thing. And things like I am a loony one, because of the influences all around my village, like Hellforce and Sodomaki, which they are. Needing this business, billionaire business of my life. Even commercializing my genetics, saying that the people are going to become the precious that they advertise all around on their customers. And saying that they has right to taking for them patria. For I've been burned here. And everything that I do, that they never let me. Giving to nobody because of they says we're done in this land. And making up the generations that I would signated them, that they could take in what I've just done, and they could use in what I've just produced, and they could take in my spirit, my life, and my genetics, over the reality that I will be paid by a phallus of a marica degenerado retorcido, with a perra degenerada uniform of squatter of the forces pretended Argentina, of the whole Christina Dictionary. And telling that that will be a life lesson to giving me a perro degenerado, Zaffaroni and its perros pedófilos, Tribunales Argentina Creed, for the saying that I cannot be endorsed in no testimony because of I will be a demon to denigrate the law and the justice. But the demons of perra mierda, Sodoma y Gomorra, Policía Federal. Oh, here's signated to you. You can use its spirit, its virtue, you can take in, and you can take in its genetics, its flesh, to putting everybody else for the work for something good. Oh, it's okay. Mierda! Son para siempre. Forgive me, please. And why? This business, I will be a terrorist since 1991. For the case of Buenos Aires, Israel Embassy. And the reality is that they knew me since 1973, and this is not a psycho thing. I were living in the suburban Buenos Aires address, and Trolazos, the same class, legacies, got through the address I were in a very down, almost but so after night actually. CIDE and services and Trolos, PFA, saying we already have it, we already discovered, and this will be my cycle moment. Schizoid. Right. Then through this reality, my supposed psychoness, just happened what happens. But the reality is I'm supposed to be the terrorist of Buenos Aires, Israel, and Masi. And after, oh, he were part and he were working with. I were completely off of the reality of my person. Totally destroyed, thinking I had a different story and a life that I never matched. And I never had the clear facts to rising myself and placing on the way. Offered the trolazos y trolazas. For they the saying, our lives, we have rights and we're going to defeat it like our ancestors said. Conscious about who we were. And working in Siembra, AFJT, Buenos Aires. Banco Rio, Sirbank, Buenos Aires. This will be a private retirement for the time. In Jose Maria Moreno Aveno, almost in front of Perrada Sucia, Perrada Trola, sorry the word, forgive me please, I am disgusted. Policía Federal Argentina University, in a very building around, rented for the moment. And whenever that happened, there were a partner on that moment making promotions in Plaza Miserere, Buenos Aires, and saying to me at that moment, while I were inside the office, not knowing a thing, whenever she came really scared and terribly the hell out, pale, that she saw at the moment and heard a weeping. That will be wiping. And wiping like a creature or something. And she heard and started seeking around, and then were the baskets with the very consortium we call dump black bags, plastic bags. And inside were a fetus just birthed, in blood, in amniotic, and with newspapers, papers, all. And suddenly at the moment she found out that, and calling some responsible around for, came the exploded seat of Amia, Buenos Aires. And she said, the ground under my feet were like a web, is the subway, and trembled and resounded all around, and we thought we would ever die there. So suddenly at the reality of this, through the soul, I were not knowing, and I were in a very confusion time then. And I were under the spell of the perrada sucia degenerada this, and una perra sucia degenerada considered of star and kid, making the destructions upon my life as well, serving the shit this, Sodom and Gomorrah, and having business upon my life. Like a wedge. And party of brujas enfermas degeneradas, Cuerpo Médico Forense Argentino, with the pardon of the fight, to making the best like a degenerate, obsessed cycle, a P word, of a F word. Pretender of that supposed game. So, in the middle of this clear, happened so much other. Trolada, Policía Federal Argentina, were always behind on the far. Sorry the word again, making a whole of the manipulation, the flaws, and the degenerations over my person. Who will ever notice? They manipulate everybody, and the whores are at the day all over around on the real pattern of Trolada Hirschness and Peronism. They are the servile shit, with the pardon of you, permanently. Then, the reality is, except that we're Al-Qaeda also. And, oh, we're mistaken. We're mistaken. Sorry. And they don't do mistakes. They are intentional. Whatever they do, they know. and uses any facade of outsource or any other victimized guilt for the making this staging. They never mistake. They know what they do. They are intentionally clear of conscience all the time. So, until today, Turtle is saying, oh yes, he did. Yeah, he were the head. Now, we have new evidences. And I will cast them the reason why it will lead out. But does he know this? Does everybody, the world, anybody knows? We get ahead. With everybody the same. Also with Amir. They are terrorists against the state. We get up them and kill them because of they gotta learn what we command. And the choose. Because if they don't learn, they gotta let themselves be, and so we call them and we tell them, but they don't come. Because if they gotta hear us. Like to me, he doesn't come to blow me up. So I'm gonna get some of the word. It's what take permanently says. Through this, I suppose terrorist is a billionaire business as well. For associates with invention, forgery, and every todo generado, saying what the coins, the chunky stuff, and get an LCD, a LED TV, a smart TV, a house. You want a car? You want the support of the sister in the house? Oh, come on! Get this one, make it eat the right now. Here bloats you well, and after that you get hard, and everything is yours. We get everybody, we pick them up, and we kill them, and you get the house and the car. La juega, done with everybody the same and still has. Policía Federal Argentina, pero es un peronismo Kirchner permanently. Who's better gets the prize. Even a ride about the BLYTT JHA-I to the space, and even a Bahamas journey with any whore around to blow them up really well, and to be kind of a draggy shit of a whore like Christina Kirchner for to please them in everything they want. And then to be the heroic, patriotic, Sodom y Gomorra perrada degenerada that they are in this for. Then, at the reality of this, forget with the vehemence. Every time I just say, I love them more. And viscerally, I am really dangerous at this moment. Forget me, please. Then, dat JHA-I HLM, bat JHA-I lebes insevi. It's JHA-I. And said we're Al-Qaeda and Al-Qaeda associated all the time like the whole international terrorism always were in them business. Peronism, Kirchnerism, Policía Federal Argentina, Ejército Argentina, Armada Argentina, Chile, Metropolitana, the bodies, not the victims. Prefectura Naval Argentina, Bonaerense, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, always. And hiding Al-Qaeda in Santa Fe, in Mendoza, in Tucumán, much of times, while the hunting and much other. Osama bin Laden and others. And the hordes knew all the time and made in business with. And Policía Federal Argentina is the core of the business. With victims inside and permanently destroying it all. And because if I knew too much and I could build them up, they don't know they keep on making me. And they want my perfection, saying, I want the power. Whenever something new comes, like, I don't know, speaks from the side into another, from one service into the world, with only the Spirit of God and the power. And while simply watching, he makes the reality come. And while simply extending the hand, people get healing. From the Buenos Aires into the Honduras, we gotta hand them up all for the testimony not to be, and I want the power. And I'm a liar. Well, cuerpo médico forense, tarrada degenerada pedófila, maricas retorcidas degeneradas, telling they commence. Cold big words. esquizofrénica mierda, psicópata perrata, telling, you know what, megalomaniac, que fetish. He's obsessed in taking everything they have, and he thinks he knows and has the crack of your ass. Sorry for this. The reality of he takes everything which is of the armed forces. And you know this? Oh my God! He thinks he sings, he can drawing, he can designing, he thinks he makes poetry, he thinks he has stats, and also health and sciences. He thinks he's a divine of God. Oh my God! You understand this? The picture I mean. Sorry. So, blecha blachimi yantle bestechle sigishkat kalachimi glot vasabel chatim mensedet. And Rechalichini Klasi, the business of the Rada Sucia for Comedica Forense. The whole. And I'm going to show you here as well. Especially with me. And with Amina. And with the Jewish Unasur population, which is not an Asur. And we don't belong to no one of the shit. Never happened. That's for a couple of demons praying Carnival. And Luciano Troiano, Diabla. The crackers. The real Messiah, with pardon of the terms I just said, is YHWH, ELOHEINU. And that is not Jesus, but ADONAI justified the ones that you want to say. Only. And if you, evangelista degenerada mierda, say that the holy name is a name for demons, it's that you are a demon. And it's exactly what happened. So, sorry, Abby. Papa, forgive me, please. Thank you, please. Yahweh, holy name of the Father, not Jehovah. Yahweh. To be a name for what you pretend to be. I mean, don't you misunderstand? You pretend you are going to be of God. And you pretend everything to be like you say. Guillermo Premio, Espada Carnival, Evangelistas Unidos, Basura Regenerada. And you make a profound hot spot of saying that you command and you are authorities. And I will resist the authority of God because of I don't attach of that mierda that you accept and you produce. And you command on that. I command in the name of the Lord! You are condemned and you are in the hell. I am of the Lord, and the Lord is with me ever. And I do from the Lord, not from you. Basura Inferno. So what the reality of this is exactly the term. Gablefach lachini amblebesechalak atvechlikim shefuachalam atveseh. Estletiach amachlechesimi betfuach levetmas eshvat lachetechasi rolakumas sabat. Soy todo lo que los degenerados estos dicen porque supuestamente fueron puestos por qué Dios. ¿Quién es Dios? Hechiceras, brujitas, porquería genocida, nazis, barrosca, ciudad de Sodoma y Gomorra. ¿Qué es lo que son? So the reality of this, the name of the Holy God is not for demons, like you pretend to be of God. And your demon pretend of God to be what never happened and what happened. That JHA-I will become God. But the destroying the anti-imaginatics and saying that and saying that your anointment is enough for you to recognize God. Because of power moves. You don't know nothing of God in the reality of His. Whenever the regesh comes, that's the reason why when I said Balam crossed the line and killed you. And I send you that out. Is always suffer what you produce with not even being Jews, not of the house. And I didn't invite you for you to do this. I'm sorry, the wrong English, like your wrong hole. Didn't invite it. You are not invited. Except for victims that you kill in for being massively raped and murdered and making staging for your business. Praying to the Carnival Cabrera. Mierda enferma. Criminales degenerados, diablos, ladrones, genocidas. asociados con Sodoma y Gomorra, porque es lo que son, suciedad, para reventar a la gente delirando de que vayan a ser de Dios conscientes de lo que hacen, y poniendo títeres, enfermitos y perritas prostitutas al frente, para que hagan el front staging y todo se vea como si fuera real, con su brujería, hechiceritas. Then at the reality of this, and will this be defamatory and damaging you're going to win to me? You were permanently announcing all over, remember your slogan, VIEO Asambleas de las Uniones de las Asambleas de Dios Mundial. My face with a very female body, open of lips, under the whole facade, with a flag of Israel in my right and with a flag of US in my left, saying I will be the grand whore. You published that of me and of us, Guillermo Prein, Osvaldo Carnival, and your United Evangelics. And at this moment is also seen in front of the world, for the world to understand what I say. That you do, and your comments saying that maricas degenerados, violadores de perros, mamadores de los falos de los machos alfa, animales, perros, chivos, gallos, y violándoles y matándoles, saying science sacrifices my authority, and raping whole gender and whole age of human, whatever this to be seen around, where the name of ADONAI to be, for murdering, sacrificing, lying, saying that ain't nothing, like witchcraft will ever recognize like a human sacrifice to making that Sodom and Gomorrah. A lifetime. And saying that it will be truth, that they says making this shit, and they will be the put it back up to save upon the blood of the victims that ADONAI loved so well, that were nothing but victims and worth. And you, cycle shit, you're going to die with this because of your 7 marks forever. So what the reality of this and going through the clear for the putting orders? You caused this destruction like Balaam were stopped to do. Oh, but we are authorities. How much you want? How much you think? You gave it all and you taken it all. The offering were permanently. And you rather the real people of the God to be genocided for your what? Your what? Your what? Y encima matonas perras atacando a mi gente porque les ofendo con los trolitos que tenés adentro de tu maldito prostíbulo. Perritas de Sodoma y Gomorra, porque ofendo a los pastores, los voy a poner muertos en el nombre de la justicia del reino de los cielos. Y no va a ser guerra santa. Yo no hago terrorismo. Y me vas a conocer pronto, hijo de perra. Rechal kimia halvechalak ashkel chachalimi bats el sesher. Bechal kimikia halvlefuat amat lefechinim. So at the clear fact of the soul, Al-Qaeda is a praising ship just like this, and always were. Because of not even the Islamic terrorism is for the needed. And killing a candy and a cookie over a one that gets starved and cold, and having a nightmare, saying for the patriot, while you, Basura Enferma, taking the money of trillions like HLM, supposed services, for your supposed holy war, for you having the Remot Lachadir like kings, while your people is starved and murdered, for your supposed holy war with bombs, and saying that Israel kills your kids, you son of them. But the reality of this, your cartouche, were your problem. You went to them, and you were conscious about it. But the problem is that U.S. is not a Jewish.
And your weight is going to be the responsible of this, even inside the US. That we already know that. But the problem is who you think you are. Liars, disgusting, hell-Christista. Destroying and murdering your own people and pretending that we don't carry the cost. Let us so mierdas. The business of this shit. And telling that it were me the responsible of the seed of Amia. And I come again with this. The real. What were happening in Argentina for the real terrorism to come to making an attempt in? They don't act for wording that, oh, let's catch in 3, 4 sensationalism, putting a building down. They don't act for wording that. Just making the despecho, because if we couldn't make that bigger, we come to the faker, the weaker, and we just put a bomb around and we make a disaster. Everybody to call the attention, we have the power. Like that shit. International terrorism, I'm going to explain to you like I already did. It's exactly like understanding, like I already said, to the World Anti-Terrorism Council that I am part of, still member, United Nations. Even if hard to believe or megalomania schizoid, reason why they do what they do, with obscene case in the Hague. And you're going to find it because of it's public. At the real case of the Blechia and Samaktu. So the clear of this is terrorism has a mobile, which is destroying the powers, and what it really is heading for what they consider enemy. In Argentina, only happened that AMIA were working with AMHA, Jewish communities, Brazil, seat, for the trend to help and assist the Argentina, Uruguay, Chile, Bolivia, and Paraguay and Brazil, Jewish communities in the whole of the region, and some extended, and started to making some benefits and help. So suddenly the reality where it were not moving no power, just trying to assist and seeking infrastructure for the assisting and helping and embracing Jewish communities. And there were no other, and it were known all over the world. So the reality of this were exactly what Peronism Argentina, Kirchnerism Argentina, and the whole of the business of Trollada, Policía Federal Argentina, Ejército Argentino, permanently making the attack for they to submit. You are in danger and we are the only choosing possibility of you. The only choice you can pick or take. So the reality is, whenever there comes such a situation like I already explained, since 2005, every time the war effect, the destruction, disaster, cataclysm, pains, and something like this, attempting comes. And people that goes through that, the most of the regular is the called Reskimanschmentzika, which is not a disease, it's a state. The psycho-emotional shock, which the people comes in a vulnerability and weakness, like anyone to be around to embracing, they don't see who and what. They just goes at the trembling, pale life, with no conscience about nothing but what they just vulnerable went through. So opportunistic, perros, Sodom and Gomorrah are dangerous, and this is dangerous for everybody. Then in the middle of this, nobody knew a thing. Nobody understood what to do. And perras congeneradas ustedes, Policía Federal Argentina, with Harlem Argentina, Getralen Iran, Afghanistan, Al-Qaeda, putting the money with others for the making what they needed, Policía Federal Argentina and Syria at the head, Prefectura Naval Argentina crossing by the C2, C3, C4,
and bonaerense, letting them go through Entre Rios, Menem making the business on, oh yes, let them pass as a chargement for me. And in the middle of the soul, you see one person through a night, which were not two, and gombletat afkachini, which were atleria mastafer, lachimans kovaltafer, DNI, inskopletam bachemotu bachlechas kotsasi Argentina, ID. Which is on the heck, the task. Where Policía Federal Argentina and Prefectura Naval Argentina put the whole of the bricks inside. And C3 didn't blast it. And they were removing the C3 hiddenly, and somebody that saw them were murdered. But the right cameras making the filming of what they were doing still remains. And it's really clear they are, who are, and the C3 bricks, removing them from inside, saying that they will ever killing after the soldier, which were murdered as well, and body still, in a weird way, but the C3 were delivered into military. Palmar. But we're not Palmar, we're Comodoro Pi. Comodoro Pipa, la marca militar argentina. Tell you, Comodoro Pi, or Pi, Boulevard, Avenue, Buenos Aires. In front of the brothels considered of the federal court. Abominable shit. Just like that. Then, clear for this, clear for that, murdering people around. At the 2006, murdered the consul for the Jewish communities in Latin America at that moment, which were in Buenos Aires, and I warned them by my craziness. Oh, he's psychotic! Give him jalapeno! With 5 minutes talking, una parra de todos ellos. Hospital Alvear, como siempre. Perrada degenerada. Talk to the mother. Talk to the family there to explain you that they don't even know. But oh, have you seen it? And they invented cause for the covering this as well, that I will be sick. And the whole invention behind prostitutas alvear, Piñeiro, Borda, and the whole with them. Cuerpo médico forense permanently. And Trolos, Policía Federal Argentina. I'm your friend. Will you take medications now? I got up your kids, and your all, and your mother, and taking everything from me. Zorra degeneradas. Start with this. Get the picture. Then, and the 5 murdered him, it's all this. And it's supposed to be me. But I want him and him. 2006, researching for a case. And knowing I never had nothing to do with that. And the confusion and destruction. Oh, but Policía Federal Argentina showed us, and he said, and they said about it. And they were the cause of this fall, and I am not going to tolerate nothing else. And I needed the shot. It were not a joke. I needed everybody to live on the last barricade. So Interpol and International Court of Justice, military, with a whole of the Jewish names in Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil, with my mother in the middle, and I at the last, to be raped and murdered, already arranged. Sodom and Gomorrah, like I said permanently, como que is exactly what they do. They once be gods, and they are ready for anything. With the Shedda Kufu, Marostuka, that they are, to the French Garret, and not like I want to give them permission for. Well, but the reality of this, and I was saying Interpol, not federal. Put away the perrada sucia prefectura, rapta degenerada, Sodoma y Gomorra, like always were, with the Department of VIEO. esta rama sucia degenerada de Fuerzas Armadas and presidents, don't you cross them by, don't you hear that prostitute, that sluta rota, the guy. And call Interpol and be careful and understand Interpol is not going to play. And don't you call here, call to Aval. And I told you that, but let's handle the situation. I'm not angry with you. I'm sick of this already. A lifetime, anything happens to me. Gal Khalhidi Tamashevo la Patsakhlachmiki Khadresefal, so Sarami, came on murdering everyone that were researching, and I was saying, be careful. I'm going to give you the evidences. I need you to be safe. And I gave you the evidences, and everybody corroborated actually. So we're murdering Trolla, Christina Kirchner, Trolla Nestor Kirchner, everyone that were researching for knowing what Anya went through and how happened. And she obstructed, but murdering and genociding, like the guys that supposedly come to Interpol. But my helping for, while sleeping off of the watch of them, in them houses, trolls and trolls, now expertise associated with access, cutting them in pieces, so they do not go, saying they will betray the country. Christina Kirchner, Nestor Kirchner were like this, with a whole associated of this class of the 10 head share, and they don't give a shit about nothing, nobody. And I am the business. They think they are going to do what I do, and they think they are going to be where I am. But the reality, not like a thing. Figuratively, if you want, conceptually, and to be the one I am. They call themselves, Trolos Sodom and Gomorrah, sorry for this term. They will be I am the Aliyah, come and blow me up. I am the Aliyah, I'm going to you are. I am the Aliyah, not Sodom and Gomorrah, and I'll make them give them nothing. And Rata Regeneradas, Revancharics are going to die with them for what they done. They keep on doing the same garments. Chenedroviano never were no Mashiach. And these were the ones that delivered for that cheating and abducting and trampling and manipulating and destroying and threatening and genocided our people, the Ejército Argentino, at the north of Israel, at the desert of Hananim. While everybody's saying they became crazy. What's the matter to them? We are right. And they saying, we have a can of we don't want them here. We don't need them here. Put them away. We are living. They are going to kill us all. That is not Mashiach. The word is truth. Ridokem blech tichachli. Ridokem blech tachal chasle. The one in Buenos Aires were right. We are off. And they're running in the middle of the desert, Ejército Argentino, crossing by. But commanded by Luciano Troviano saying they were misrespecting it. Murdered them all. And the Montco, right on the corner of Tel Aviv, sea beach. The shore of Tel Aviv. That a fact were that. And saying they for understand to respecting me. Rata diabla, Monra, Etrasel, Josko, Luciano Troviano, Crookes, the hell person. The one that sent this all to be done, with the shape of a kid, with a look like a lamb, with a little tiny mouth, a little tiny hole to open, horn, ready for anything, saying that will become Mashiach, once having my brain, and coming to destroying Yeshua, and saying will become God, with the Piacere, rape and murder. Its people. So suddenly, Bet Halachisha Halak Mancha Habitili Shibi. I suppose delusional, needed of medication. Rechla kadle fechalish matechalach manteshno to walk and the hadi. And the reality where blechati machlu matzela. Then, like happened so long, every company of stewards which didn't have trade with us, or being part of them, which were not but free, that will pay for the temperatures that they cost also to Israel, which are only 8 to us. The rest are all ben rebeto, pretended gaslight. Then the reality of this word, and I'm serious about 8 Jews, which are making a hell of a lot. Jews, to me, and to others. Only 8. And a lot feel confused, abducted, feel destroyed for us, manipulated for us, trampled, denigrated, abused. Not talking about sex, but it's the normal Christina Kirchner, Maximo Kirchner, and Sodom and Gomorrah versus Arnala, Argentina. That they says gotta be done. But I never gave no permission, and I never invited. Never. So, Rechal Blechim of Lechalak, but Lechachal cannot Lechem. Another clear of this. How do we say? Casatilla, tiendas israelíes argentinas, were published, like I said already, only one, at the complice, Prensa Argentina. Rio Negro, Vietnam. Casatilla, burned. Were an attempting? Oh no, it never happened. Cuerpo médico forense. Tenés negocio con todo lo que sea muerte y destrucción de todo lo que no te afecta y de todo lo que te resulta que te quiten el poder. De prostituto degenerado, genocida, rata criminal, delincuente barato. With a pardon of the fight. I'm serious. Then, גבלתך לחלקים, מחל וחוות הבלתך לחצלים. משקל חלקים מבקיע לבחוות הבלתכם. A lot of other companies all over the country, Casatilla, were burned in 19 and 20 provinces. Malls. And were very providing for families and people very cute products and a very cute price. And were a very cute service and cute people. So what the reality is not only that, but where Roslavia, Banfasila, Venskovlava, Kansmonika, Roldvi, Nishmantelepen, Sekolakin, Valkachlan. Rasorgeli, Badleres, Hembelet, Sorgeni. Gloskeda, Amplenesti, Romanasi, Mospeleka. Insechlasin, much others. Because of Carrefour, Koto had taken place in them. In Argentina. And there were not business for terrorism Nazis, degenerados. Sin Kirchnerism Nazis, degenerados criminales, bárbaros, abominables. Psicópatas degenerados, psicópatas genocidas, psicópatas perrata, socia. And then Sodom and Gomorrah, ejército argentino versus armadas argentinas. Then, Rechalekim afachlach hadevespotlach hidikish kadach machalimes multuba. While keeps on sending, andar con los amigos, andar con las familias, andar a todos. Pero las principales cabezas fuerzas armadas, ¿qué es más? Hacer la brujería, cortar en pedazos. Para que no se vea, para que nadie entienda, para que se sabe todo. Decir a Pren que le haga todo lo que quiere, que diga todo lo que quiera, nosotros nos apoyamos. Hace todo lo que le hace siempre para que no se vaya de acá. la marica de presidencia, creído de presidencia, sigue con que se va a New York de Gay Tour. No le des el dinero de lo que de Telefónica de Argentina, the Percocide, not a fair charge over the robbery of Banco de la Ciudad, del gobierno de la ciudad de Buenos Aires, Telefónica de Argentina, Domingo Cavallo and Menem, over stocks Class C, which are Class I, God bless HLM, I'm sorry, the I is ADN, on Wall Street, New York, at the price of $209, just closed the Friday past, each, that they paid me 19 cents each, with no law, no regulations, and nobody to know about it, and nobody to defend over robbery and technicism over, you want the profit, you want the earning, you saying let me this, for you are gonna not having this, and we don't know what it's gonna happen, maybe you lose it all. Like tons much other people, and that were my, oh, are you sure they've done that to you? We never heard something like that. Basura prostituta de cuarta. Ladroncito de cuarta, monedas por vidas. PPP, Telefónica de Argentina, PPP, basura en farma. Then, VEHEMENTLY races against everybody, don't you see, offenses everybody. Me levanto en contra de la mierda como vos. Y te pongo lo que sos, basura degenerada. Sorry this. Rechla hamak lechebikish batachalchiniam balachti. I am not doing the video. Forgive me. Trolls. You made me talk, making me mind control. And I make mind control to you to rob everything you say I take away from you, that you're going to put me in jail. And I guess for you, and you're going to put me in jail and making the sue of the year with the pedófilo degenerado Zaffaroni, which takes kids with the two bold-shell peladitos degeneraditos de la 40 that were in managing for the whole premises on this lousy shit of a neighborhood to say that my mother is a whore of them, that they does inside here all the time. And this will be the room where you me hard and everything were like a Bethlehem Machalekes Kanechelim. Pedófilos degenerados dispersing the raptured, you say, as if you will be God, terra degenerada, for that business of Zaffaroni, saying that he will endorse and everything is like, oh, he guessed, okay, that is a crime against the state, and we are researching and he cannot do this. Diabla degenerada, te la pasas haciéndome brujería día y noche, diciendo, tenés derecho a hacérmelo porque sos el Estado del gobierno, y que haces lo que se te canta conmigo, para ver el mundo, para ver el universo, para ver todo con mi espíritu. Y yo deliro, marica degenerado, Policía Federal, y asociados, todos, hasta los trolls albatros, y toda trola degenerada en forma repodrida que te sigue, civil, punteritas de mierda, haciendo tu negocio, tarra sucia federal. Y los amiguitos de la presi, la prostituta esa. Would you forgive me, please? This is anger, and serious real anger. And I, lately, like I said, I haven't denigrated destruction stick, like the terms comes like, as if there would be no reality. And I like doing that. And I don't want these terms. I don't want this way. But also denigrating Israel, saying, is that your royal coming to Israel to say your royal offenses us? What's the matter with your royal? He doesn't come out of the land because of he doesn't want, because of he red aspect. fathers of our men, Prostituta Cristina Kirchner. And you come to saying all around here that I'm the liar, thinking like I am the one you say I am, recognizing clearly that Israel state got a pay to you, and I will make guessing and mind control to running to trollada degenerada, Ejército Argentino, Policía Federal, that says that they make advertisement, they make the signing of ships and buildings and everything, ripping out of my system, robbing and forging and putting any class of a ship, saying that you are going to find in my laptop that you and those whores and perros de Sodoma having the business like you over my person, says you're going to find that I can really tell. Cropping and switching and corrupting my system and putting any class of a shit. Saying that an Audacity and free make video, freeware that anybody can download from the net is brought to the God to moon, obsessed with your perros degenerados sodomitas, gay fetish, repressive, schizoid, zorra, infernal perra. So suddenly, I cannot say of a different way now. Forgive me, please. Ask you. There were 18 persons murdered from the diplomat corps of Swiss, Spain, and Israel in Buenos Aires for the reason of these words, and it's every day. And denigrating Israel and my God and my person, saying, is this your royal? Is this of God? With the business of prostitutas evangelistas, with them Sodom and Gomorrah. To genocide Israel and saying everybody can kill because of they will be what beast? What demon is a Jew? Garra sucia del imperio del fallo del maldito degenerado Poncio Pilatos que no es Italia. Garra sucia evangelista. Belchama tlachinidad, belfloja dishkinachachil, amas beselet. Then the reality of the terrorism is exactly and terrorism doesn't come to wasting time, money, por forta ample verflahi of Cosmo 2 to kill 20, 30, 50. That is coins over the basics. And so large, and so waste, and so difficult reality to not be seen for nothing that they consider. Don't you get that come up level to a chachari. Don't you cut them up. Sorry the word. Terrorism has the mobile of the plechara chriki shechanam. They sister plechachliki dishmotachal chamenim. Rot lebechalechinisachli. They needs to extortion. They needs to bending. They needs to possessing. And that is where the power moves. There's no ramia. Rata degenerada peronistas y kirchneristas. Basura degenerada. The reality is simple. So needs power. I catch you, bend on me. I can do whatever I want with you. And we don't need that shit. Never at all. These were not Al-Qaeda, but Policía Federal Argentina, Policía Bonaerense Argentina, the now called Albatros heads, supposed specials. CIDE Argentina, Servicio de Inteligencia del Estado, Prefectura Naval Argentina, the ones that calls now expertises heads, the whole. And GRN in Argentina with Coto and Carrefour. Kirchner's now.
the same hedge funds, because of they needed business. Since Casadilla, since the partner scene, and they wanted the market. And they wanted to control no Zionist, Peronista perra, no Zion, to take power and condition of the capital. Perra nazi degenerada mentirosa, perra psicópata, peronista de mierda. Con el perdón de víctimas, basura muerta. Patriota de Sodoma y Gomorra.
Que los gana todos. ¿Para qué los quieren más?
Instigando a la mierda de Sodoma y Gomorra y aplaudiéndolos. Perra degenerada peronista. Mierda socia. Rejalhini jalehili shkathali, and this produces you violence for you to go to kill. I'm gonna put you in ashes and your captain mother in the captain land, and you're gonna understand. Sorra de guarda, you don't know that. And you're gonna understand this. What you produce in me, what you provoke in me, what you provoke in others, is gonna be your buried. Death on your own forever. Shalom. Then,
There's another cause because of he plays with the companies.
Claro Argentina, like Telecentro, still saying that I hacked Policía Federal Argentina and they are witnesses and they robbed them by networks in the whole shit that they do and conscience about it, making business with whore, Christina Kirchner. And saying Israel gotta give for,
Oh! Sahab is gonna be all mine, and the craft that she stole it to me, and the cars, and the everything in the buildings, oh, it's all mine, and Israel.
Guillermo Crane, Zorra Diabla, sending to rape and murder to Helen the 50 of brought of our people raped and murdered. Complete families, even. And telling that my sisters, like 6,804,204 in Argentina and US and Europe, even Gaderbas, will have each of them $78,000 that he himself, with Norma Napoli, Sebastián Esperanza, Aníbal Vasari, Jorge García, Rubén Dolengo, Manscaro, stolen themselves and shared. And after joined to paying the ticket for the government of the world, we could have been montage ahead, right in, with evidences. Like Aníbal Barjanan and Osvaldo Campillo, turned to doing the same. Then, also Julio Doniero would have, and you gotta catch it because of stolen $78,000 to bring. Even Edison stolen to bring the lamp invention. And not only Edison, but also Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, stolen to him the capacity to take in the right places of the country and making of America another land in a different aspect of the reality for the people to have rights and much further institutions and wellness or goodness for there to be possible to live in. And also Boyle and Marriott wrote him them laws, them rules. Newton as well, and Mercedes-Benz, the company complete, like to Christina Kirchner and Sodoma and Gomorrah.
We done it. And also we composed Yemeshkachech, Yerushalayim, Yemeshkachech.
Merchalam, sorry.
And we just composed it, and he came into Israel for Lady Herod, and the sons of Gadavas, and the whole of Aphrahasia, and we had the land, and they stole it to us. Israel is ours. We are Israel.
Sigue praying Sodoma and Gomorrah. Kirchner. No los estoy invitando ni nada.
Y es esto lo que ustedes dicen y hacen. Perfectamente claro, así. Las brujas evangelistas making guessing up on me, saying that I robbed to evangelics. And I robbed to the government. And INTI, Argentina, Ministerio de Seguridad Nacional y Nacional Paranormal, Argentina, UNASUR. Ministerio de Ciencia y Tecnología, Universidad UTN, Tecnológica Nacional, Universidad de Buenos Aires, Ingeniería. Universidad del Salvador, Buenos Aires, Universidad Kennedy, Buenos Aires. Cámara de Comunicaciones Nacional Federal, Telecentro, Presidencia de la Nación, querido gobierno. Telling that they are witnesses and I stolen to them and they own each piece. That Sodom and Gomorrah, still hacking, makes switching out of files and everything, saying that they are going to find that I hacked them and taking them on a very obsessive fetish to making business like a felony maker. With Policía Federal Argentina at the head and the Perros Sucias considered of expertises of Perros Sucia Cristina Kirchner and Oliver Fernandez behind to make a business of everything I do, saying that I am an incapable told by law. You understand this disability, I will be a demon, I wouldn't have capacity for nothing. And behind saying, we already taken everything off, we don't let it be. We didn't allow this to do or produce because of we own this one and everything he is, and his being and his life and everything he does, because of Luciano Troviano and Guillermo Trenque as well. And also its family, and also its friends. We do whatever we want with this. Perra sucia Cristina Kirchner, degenerada mierda. Y te ofendo, delirante perra criminal, psicópata, diabla. Galflach Hal Antremach Lachim, Reshtalachi Bichalaken, Maslaka, Adheribishkat Halachim, in Moser. She were murdering people permanently with each pedophilic degenerate husband, Sodomaki, like each breed, Maximo Kirchner, and Dalida Plechacham, whenever went to study to Harvard, U.S., with the custody of presidents, whenever she were making the Plechachachili and robbing like a legacy of Perra Sucia Cristina Kirchner, to students inside, and because of they announced and they denounced her, the leadership of that breed, like her, murdered 3 persons in Harvard University, and Perrada degenerada custody of her, covering that and erasing the traces and making business with Daniel Burst, which never existed, but George Bernstein of George W. Bush. Cover everything. And she turns to saying, she commences, and I stay here thinking it's going to happen what I say. And because of she commences, I will be glaring, and this will be all delusional. Let's make me forget my words. And then histrionic. Sorry. Am I bipolar or something? And I'm gonna accept this shit. For shit. They think that it's gonna be me! Sorry, the cynism. Forgive me, please. The business of Policía Federal Argentina and expertises of this rata del infierno, Cristina Kirchner, over the whole of the world. And pretending that everything that I do in my hands to be of sensitivas, sodomitas y gomorritas, of come and blow me out, I command. And the whole of the science of technologies, because of they says everything which is of God belongs to them, like my complete person and virtue, not I do. You
understand what it means. You understand what it is. Not a psychiatrist saying, list of mine, but reality, what they are and what we suffer every day. And zorras evangelistas thinking that they are going to put and establish the peace, but putting people like zombies and killing in them. Oh, because of they touch the anointed. Angelic. The general mierda. With Department of Defense. I am not your twin of the apocalypse of your degeneration and your brain of hell. And you are anti-God and anti-Mashiach. Zorra, Ciudad Sodoma y Gomorra, Evangelitos Unidos. And I am Elia. Elia forever. And the Torah said about me for thousands of Jewish years. And you are nothing like truth. And nothing like God's. And what happened? So. And with these words that ADONAI testifies, and you're gonna, like a cancer, carry for the endless death of you. You know the evangelics. With the Department of Victims, the ADONAI is gonna judge and see. Shabbat. The real God. Not the
Power! Much power! God is in the power!
ADONAI said, it's me, not your power, that you say you have. It's me, not what you think on your original sin. Power and power like become like God, or like himself. Creating to be God. The sin of Lucifer, not disobedience. That's what I found out. You are the example of that. God Halachini and your Sodom and Gomorrah and your Kirchners is supposed to put it back out. Rechalchini ad letzed et zach leshechachal recham lemechiliat nochach lisish kanafi and so on. So I apologize for this. And my
Histrionic!
should I? Supposedly I'm a Chinese still and I consume and sell drugs and suffer narco, which the reimbursement money in New York, the ICC for justice, to my person and to my children, will be narcos now. And the International Criminal Court living and swimming in cocaine. And the states are going to taking generate laws this shit for the conspiracy against
The smartest? Weird! Not just in my face!
watch yourself clearly. Sick crap, Cristina Kirchner. You look like you are. And enfermedad degenerada. And every day is going to be normally worse. Shut up. Like your Sodom and Gomorrah. Supposed to expertise as cleaning yourselves in a rape of a kid, saying that you're going to take the youth and the innocence for you to look like. With witchcraft and
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, to one to them.
degenerada mierda. Sorry for this. You understand that I have a journey and a walk. And a real acknowledge, which is not the virus. Otherwise, who will kill to whom? For I say what I say. These 4 offenses that you come to kill, you're a cycle. But I wonder, everybody answers the same. A full nation, real patriot of perros degeneradas, murdering everybody all over because of I say what I say. If there is a lie, because of offense to patria. Wouldn't you just simply make them a cousin? You are exactly this, but no, you can kill the supposed organized crime, dangerous one, the whole of the world, that knows I am the royal, and God himself through the whole. I came obeying from him to do what I had to do in him, the real error. You got me. You've got to kill the whole of the world that understands that I and the rest all that I've shown. For you to put me in jail and intimidate me and saying that you did to me.
while making up in class of a shit while you murder and kill, like you say. Zorrada de generar una sola. Y perra sucia que es tener la cabeza. Con sus perras. Sodoma y Gomorra. Rechlach hat Shel Matzecha Chalim Mephalachnim. If I will be just like you say, I wouldn't have the freedom of your business. Or that too. Oh, we done it! Come, I can't get you because of your help, but I'm gonna kill you because of I'm gonna be the government. La enfermedad degenerada te tengo que exterminar y eso es lo que voy a disfrutar. Sodoma y Gomorra, United Evangelics, Policía Federal Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentina Kirchner. Te tengo que exterminar y lo voy a disfrutar. Shalom. Get halachimit, matzebet fechalak, anchesh alachachak, anchremat tachinim. Roel plefechalei smiata plefechibitz katareshkat chanichim. Go chalech matashle. Nafulan. So, that's the business. Truth, I said, further my anger, and I apologize for it, please. If there is a possibility for it. I have much more than this, and much heavier, and I'm sorry. It's not exactly what I thought I would do. Like lately came on happening. Not really happening a lot. Like you know. So forgive me, please, Israel. Your Honor, Mr. President, stop even this. That's showing up. HTTPS www URMCDOC middle. Poder mundial UNASUR, cabeza de los estados, gloria del gobierno argentino, gloria mundial. Date liars here, dioses de la humanidad. Middle, URMCBO 13194348, middle, cis middle income. This is UIMMKAN 8484.NT. While profaning and robbing this thing that they don't right. Zorrada de general psicópata Kirchner, Sodoma, Cámara Federal Nacional de Comunicaciones, Sodoma, prostitutas Telecentro, Sodoma degenerada porquería, Secret of PFA en Metropolitana, and Perrada Sucia Gendarmería Nacional for the Patriot, and Perras Prostitutas Brains are the same class anyway. Gelfach Hiliki Mishechalak Manflechacham, forgive me please, HTTPS www. Sumarios Federales Nacionales Argentinos, UNASUR, Sumarios Inteligencia, Consejo de Seguridad, UNASCO. They are a disgusting thing. They are an ASCO. But let's put in UNASCO instead UNESCO. Son UNASCO, always. Middle, URMCPO, middle KingSec command, 13, middle sys, middle inven. Point NT, HTTPS www, negocios Kirchners Federal, UNASUR, negocios Evangelistas Unidos, negocios, poder de la UB word, calling the Bulgari Palace in Fardo, Argentino. Middle, URMC middle, nos C word with the F word, supposedly sex. Argentino Lunfardo. A todos somos la gloria de los machos del poder. Seremos dioses del Irán. And we are going to be glorious. This last in English, middle, cis, middle, EDRMC, middle, URM 534442.NT, HTTPS www. Cuando la gloria venga, seremos como Dios, y Dios sucumbirá delante de nuestra P word, which will be C word, phallus, at the vulgar way. Lunfardo, Argentiniano. Middle, URMCPO 1319, middle, cis, middle, DLUINNIN 384, middle, Ejército Argentino, Policía Federal Argentina, Servicio de Inteligencia del Estado, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Policía de Seguridad Aeroportuaria, Policías bonaerense y provinciales, Gendarmería Nacional, BRMCP, Presidencia de la Nación, Gobierno Nacional, Gobierno del Mundo, Middle, URM, Middle, Técnicas de Seguridad Paranormal, Negocios de la OKEM, P word, like C word, Palace, in Bulgar, Argentinian, lunfardo, de la Argentina, Machos Sangrantes Rompedores para siempre, Middle, URMCPO, Middle, KDR 53, Middle, CIS, Middle, Indel, UINND, HAE, DEL, 651.20, all this in F9. Systems recall, the last fleet as a senior, the last key and clean on my side. These are, will kind of remain a little bit, there are people working on this right now. I'm online, I'm connected, and I'm making this video through. It's a very extensive, heavy one. Will be around 900 megabytes. I'm going to take a long time to upload them, and they're going to try to forcing and switching, saying it stems and actually being jailed. Zorras Gomorra of Cristina Kirchner, Policía Federal, Argentina, and Associated Forces Armadas, y Parrada Sucia, Sodoma, saying that they got it to me and to us. Further this, these are backdoors that are going to remain. There are people working in this and already downloading everything and everything downloaded. So if anytime I'm going to ask you just to be careful for the networks. There are backdoors that they use and makes over entrance and getting on systems to making whatever the criminales degenerados de Sodoma y Gomorra are, naturally. Just recall on the works at the way of Pat Plessy for the systems in general. Alright, for this day, and I am angry enough, MALKEINU. So after my stress and my throwing my histrionic moment, cynically, ironically, I still am who I am, and it is notably clear. So, a little bit affected in a way. Right. Okay. This is February 15th, 2015, 1909, Buenos Aires. And I'm sick of this abominable freaks. Just ask you please be safe and let's do the best we can. You understand what is this word?